Hey everybody, it's Jonathan with the Tides, and we're continuing our tour of Harbor Park. This right here is the press box, and more than just press goes on up here. Tony O sent in a comment question on Facebook asking about the official score. If you watch baseball, you know that sometimes a play happens and you got to decide, is that a hit? Is that an error? So we're going to take a quick look at how that decision making happens, how it all plays out up here in the press box. Here's the view of the field from the press box, and we got this front counter right here. This is kind of where all the action is, and we got some assigned seats. Right here we've got the spot for the official scorer. More on that in a second. Sitting right here in the middle, you just got a picture that there's a computer here, and the person that sits here, you see this long list of codes. So what they do, if you've ever gone to our website while there's a game going on, you can see all the data from the game, pitch by pitch. You can log on right in the middle of a game and you can see, oh, we're in the 6th inning, there's 2 runners on, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. All that information is being entered by a person sitting at a computer right here so that you can follow along at home. Now, sliding one more chair over here, you see Tides PR. Now, for as long as I've worked here, that's been Ian, our Director of Communications. And he's got a pretty interesting role in this whole official scorer situation. So let's break it down. Let's imagine that out here, there's a play. Batter hits the ball and it kind of squirts past the shortstop. Maybe the shortstop gets a glove on it but doesn't quite get it. Well, that means it kind of enters into that territory where now the official scorer, who's sitting right here, has to judge whether that was a hit or maybe a fielding error on the shortstop. Now, most of the time that official scorer can just make a judgment call based on what they saw out there. If they need to, there's a TV monitor back here that can show replays, so the official scorer can say, hey, I want to see that again, and they can just turn over here and look at the replay. Then the official scorer will say, yeah, that was a hit. That was definitely a hit. Well, then this person who's entering it into the computer, well, they know what to do. And now Ian, who's sitting right here, he knows what to do. And he's got this microphone. So kind of like a New York City subway operator, he says into that microphone in kind of the most boring, flat way possible, base hit, base hit. Now when Ian passes along that information from the official scorer, it comes through these loudspeakers right here, so that Pete Mishu, the home radio broadcaster who's sitting right there, he knows that was a base hit. That same base hit message from Ian makes its way to the visiting radio booth also. So the radio broadcaster from our visiting team, they also get the message. But there's one more person that needs that message. Finally, the voice of Ian travels here into the scoreboard room, where our scoreboard operator can hit the right button, have it say hit, and then that goes out there to the scoreboard. It's just that simple. Everything you see out on the scoreboard is being inputted with this machine right here. So now, if you've ever come to a game at Harbor Park and you see a close play like that, and maybe you're scoring in your scorebook and you think, well, is that an error or a base hit? And then you look out at the scoreboard and you're waiting a little bit, kind of wondering, well, now you know the process. And you know that sometimes there's almost a little bit of a debate. You might have to look at the instant replay. If it's kind of a fine line, well, then they got to talk it over. But once that decision's made, then Ian gets to come right over here. Base hit, and that's what goes on. Well, a lot of things go on, but that's just one thing that goes on here in the press box.